It's early in the morning. We're on location with a crew from Columbia Pictures, setting up to film a scene for a $2.5 million production in CinemaScope and color, Strangers When We Meet. A greenery specialist is adding leaves to this tree to create the right seasonal effect for the scene. These huge arc lamps will fill in the black shadows cast by the sun when it rises. This man is a camera operator. He's preparing to photograph a scene under the supervision of Richard Quine, producer and director of the film. Strangers When We Meet stars Kirk Douglas catching up on the day's news while waiting to be called. And glamorous Kim Novak checking her makeup at a portable dressing table. In addition, Strangers When We Meet proudly introduces a brilliant new star. This $250,000 all-wood home perched high on a California hillside. Built by Kenneth B. Walmsley of Santa Monica, this home was planned to be a star in every sense of the word. Here's a star that looks good from every angle, a star worthy of the build-up only a major movie studio could give it. How does a home, even such a home as this, break into pictures? Well, in this case, it started with a book. Columbia Pictures bought Evan Hunter's novel, Strangers When We Meet, the moment it was published. It's the story of an architect and a striking house he designs. The job of creating sets for the film was given veteran art director Ross Bella. Bella found that so much of the action took place against the background of the home under construction. He recommended that Columbia Pictures build an actual home and shoot the film in and around that home as it was built. With the studio's approval, Bella and his colleague Carl Anderson set to work on initial sketches. Bel Air, Los Angeles' most exclusive residential suburb, was the site selected by the studio to erect the actual home. Here are some of the most opulent and lavish homes in the United States, perhaps in the entire world. The home designed for the film would have to be in character with the Bel Air surroundings, yet serve the special requirements of the screenplay. Ross Bella realized that only the finest building materials would suit the type of home he was designing. Materials both functional and beautiful, with which he could create an atmosphere of warmth and dignity. This meant wood. And with a local retail lumber dealer, Ross Bella visited the Weyerhaeuser Los Angeles distributing yard to choose materials for the unique home. Here to supply retail lumber dealers is a wide variety of lumber and plywoods carefully manufactured by Weyerhaeuser from many favorite western woods, including the western firs, pines, hemlock, and cedar. With the help of the yard manager, Bella made his selections. For example, kiln-dried framing lumber to provide the structural strength and framework stability so important to the hillside home in Bella's plans. Kiln-dried lumber, scientifically preconditioned for finest service in the home, is readily identified by the Weyerhaeuser 4-square mark, the best-known name in wood. Also of particular importance to the designer is the roof decking. It will serve both its normal function as a structural deck and as the exposed ceiling in many of the rooms. The 2-inch thick Douglas fir decking chosen combines beauty with the quality of natural insulation inherent in wood. This roof decking is center matched for strength and V-jointed for added attractiveness. The phenomenal lasting qualities of western red cedar make it highly desirable for siding. Warm red-brown color and subtle grain pattern combine in a wood of beauty, and cedar readily takes and holds any type of finish. The same qualities that make cedar a top-rate siding material recommend it for use as interior paneling. Here are Weyerhaeuser 4-square plywood products. Structural plywood and decorative plywoods for either formal or informal room decor. The movie was already in production while the home was still being planned. In this scene, architect Kirk Douglas has his first meeting with Ernie Kovacs, a prospective client.
My name mean anything to you when you heard it over the phone?
No, I'm afraid not. Should it have?
Achieved a certain degree of fame. I'm a writer.
Oh. How did you happen to pick me?
I took this from a magazine in the dentist office. I liked it.
Oh, yeah. You know, that's the only house I haven't wanted to tear down and start all over again.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So, how do we go from here?
Well, first, how much do you want to spend?
Like to keep it under 100 grand.
Well, I think we can manage something for that. Of course, it depends on the kind of house you want and whether or not we can agree on it.
On 100 grand, you disagree?
Well, it's possible.
Are you one of these temperamental artists?
If you want to call it that. But see, the house I design won't advertise you, it'll advertise me. I can't afford to have a dull house go up with my name on it. You know, Alder, designing a house for somebody is it's a very personal thing.
Kirk agrees to design the home and makes a trip to his client's lot. Accompanying him is Kim Novak. Both are struck by the natural beauty of the location and the breathtaking view. Both are impressed with the architectural challenge posed by a lot high above its surroundings, a lot which abruptly falls away into a steep canyon. Here's a problem worthy of a truly creative designer.
You can take this end and go out to that point, right by that boulder there.
Okay.
Watch out for the brush.
Will it reach that far?
Oh, sure.
Okay. How are you going to do it?
Do what?
If you put a house up here, it'll roll right down into the street.
We'll have to anchor it to a cloud.
Ask any architect. Anchoring a home to a cloud calls for inspiration, but it also calls for something else, hard work and plenty of it. As Ross Bella did in actuality, Kirk Douglas in the movie story puts in long hours attempting to design something unique for his client. Meanwhile, at the actual construction site, grading of the lot gets underway. A local retail lumber dealer's truck arrives at the Weyerhaeuser distributing yard to pick up the initial load of kiln-dried framing lumber for delivery to the job site. The dealer's truck turns off famous Sunset Boulevard and enters the Bel Air gate. In this exclusive community, almost 75,000 feet of Weyerhaeuser lumber and plywood will eventually become a dramatic home, a worthy and lasting addition to lavish Bel Air. Concrete is poured for the foundation. Now the framework, the structural backbone of the home, begins to take shape. and building surges ahead at a rapid pace. Even in frame, the home has begun to assume a distinction and character all its own. Here's a rehearsal of a scene to be filmed in the partially completed home. In the scene, Kirk Douglas is supposed to take co-star Barbara Rush on a tour of the job, while building continues. The dialogue and action are carefully worked out under the supervision of director Richard Quine. But as usual, Kirk Douglas and Barbara Rush have to share acting honors with the home. Here's the scene as it actually appears in the film.
How do you like it?
Oh, I think it's wonderful, Johnny. What is that?
Well, that's Alter Study. Don't you remember I was... Oh, no. The sketches, that was on the main level. I think it's more interesting there.
Oh, it's marvelous. What a view. How do you get up there?
Well, this is the stairwell. The steps on this side go into the study, and that side they go into the master bedroom. All that's going to be opaque glass.
This is the exciting part, isn't it? When it begins to take shape. Are you happy with it?
Oh, I think it's going very well.
Work had to be coordinated with the shooting of scenes. Perhaps for the first time in the history of the construction industry, a motion picture script and not building plans governed the completion schedule of a spectacular home. In the story, architect Douglas is trying to complete the home by the publication date of his client's new novel. Author-client Ernie Kovacs is a distracted man when he visits the job.
What's that?
The proof of my new book jacket?
Attractive.
Yeah, I'm beginning to sweat already. The reviews are coming out soon.
Did you write the book you wanted to?
Yeah.
They'll like it.
Now the framing is complete, and siding is being applied. The siding is Western red cedar, selected for its rich, handsome appearance, its rugged, durable qualities, and its ability to resist both heat and cold with nature's own insulation. Although generally applied horizontally, this siding is being applied vertically, rough side out, to add texture and to lend a special dramatic effect. Corrosion-resistant nails are left exposed in a planned pattern, enhancing overall interest. Here, siding is being applied to the eagle's nest, a distinctive architectural feature of the home, which we will view from inside later on. To save precious time, interior paneling of cedar is applied simultaneously with the exterior siding. This paneling will be given a natural finish, so as not to alter the original rich tones. Now, fully completed, our star is ready to appear with Kim Novak and Kirk Douglas in another scene from the movie. You're watching the rehearsal. Here's a portion of the actual scene. With completion of the motion picture, the home built to star in it has concluded its career as an actor. Now it's ready for its new career, the job of providing shelter, comfort, and enrichment to human lives. As a farewell gesture, Ross Bella visits his creation. He's a man who has every reason to be proud of his accomplishment. From louvered utility doors to beamed ceiling, the carport is almost entirely constructed of wood. It confidently looks out over a winding roadway far below. For the first time since he touched pencil to sketch pad months ago, Ross Bella is alone with the home he created. Alone to savor its exotic quality and touch its rich woods. Here in an area planned for relaxation and leisure, Ross Bella can leisurely reflect on how an empty lot was transformed into a magnificent structure designed for gracious living. Now that it's completely decorated and furnished, let's tour the fabulous home built to star in a movie. The wood grille of the entrance gates subtly proclaims the blending of Oriental and Western influences. A Japanese mood pervades the completely enclosed entry patio with its dramatic glimpse of the soaring eagle's nest. Here in the living room, the warmth of real wood paneling blends with drapery and furniture to create a deeply relaxing mood. All interior decor was coordinated by the National Society of Interior Designers. This game table with swivel chairs is an invitation to informal entertainment. Another subtle Japanese influence, open lattice work in the upper living room wall. A vaulted wood ceiling with exposed Rilco laminated wood beams, another Weyerhaeuser product, contributes to the room's feeling of spaciousness and true elegance. The Scottish word for flame is ingle, and below this handsome paneling is the ingle nook, a retreat from the main body of the living room, centered about a cheery fireplace. In this cozy setting, the feeling of warmth and friendliness is accented by wood paneling. And putting a period to the ingle nook's feeling of intimacy is a low wood ceiling of end-matched fir, supported by exposed wood beams. The dramatic angle of a vaulted ceiling lends special charm to the dining room. The corner window area can be made private and secluded by closing the draperies, or cheerful and expansive by inviting the outdoors in through parted drapes. The master bedroom is restfully finished with Weyerhaeuser cedar paneling. A note of drama is sounded by the exposed wood beam. A combination of natural wood and colorfully stained plywood harmonizes serenely with the subdued decor of this elegant room, decorated by Shirley Ritz of the National Society of Interior Designers. Once again, we experience the sensation of freedom that only a cathedral wood ceiling can give us. And adorning the home like a crown is the eagle's nest, decorated by Herbert Cordier of the National Society of Interior Designers. The eagle's nest is a study built on two levels, a study created for work or for meditation. Walls are of cedar paneling. The balcony deck and the exposed structural ceiling are of Douglas fir. The roof design reaches upward as a symbol of man's aspiration. This home, built to star in a movie, proves again the adaptability of wood to any style of architecture, any size home, providing beauty and durability with economy, as it does in untold thousands of more modest homes year after year. From every angle and in every light, this home exudes the feeling of warmth and distinction given it by man's oldest yet most modern building material, wood.